income, which is self-employed and no other children, to be $849. The biggest issue, Your Honor, is with regard to the younger child in the case. Parents are in agreement that the daughter Maya resides with Ms. Isaili Hernandez, but there is disagreement as to where the son, Herman Lopez, has lived. Each is claiming the child was with them more than 50% preceding this case, and as well as with the going forward, Your Honor.
All right, and the younger child is 8 years old, right?
2014.
Yeah,
yes.
his name is Hermin Lopez.
All right, all right. If I got to appoint a lawyer for the children, I'll do that in a moment. But let's go ahead and let's get some testimony and let's see where we go on this one. Anyway, Mr. Lopez, Ms. Hernandez, please raise your right hands. And ma'am, unmute yourself. You both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you.
I swear.
Ma'am, you're muted.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're both officially under oath. I'm gonna let the state call you both as witnesses. If there's anything at the end of the hearing you think I need to know that didn't come out during the hearing, I'll let you bring it up, so long as it's relevant. So at this time, Ms. Bongad, you can call your first witness.
Honor, the state calls Isaili Hernandez. Ma'am, what is your full name?
Isaili Hernandez Hernandez.
Who are the children in this case?
Pardon me?
Who are the children in this case?
Will be Maya and Ada Lopez and Hermin Lopez.
How are you related to them?
I'm the mother.
Who is the father of these children?
Hermin Lopez Lopez.
Is it correct, ma'am, that the two of you executed acknowledgements of paternity at the time each child was born?
Yes, ma'am.
And these were the documents attached to the state's petition in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to hear my opening statement, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that accurate as far as your positions on this case, agreements and disagreements with Mr. Lopez?
I definitely don't have any disagreement when it comes to the fact that he's there. He's always been there. Not going to deny that. But it's just in the matter when it comes to my son. He takes the decision to take him without my acknowledgement.
And ma'am, how long have you and Mr. Lopez not lived under the same roof?
It's been since December the 10th of 2021.
And since that time, ma'am, have you and Mr. Lopez had any agreements with regard to who the children will live with mostly?
There was a verbal agreement after we separated. We came to the agreement because my son was so little. He was barely 7, and he was going to through an emotional stage where he was basically seeing me as the bad mom because I had separated him from his dad. So it was a verbal agreement where we said, okay, let's go ahead. And obviously he's really attached to his dad. So we talked and he said that he will try to make him understand that, it was for the good and that it wasn't going to be really bad, right? So that was the agreement. After a month or so, or 2 months, he will start staying with me full time so he could be with my daughter as well, and both of them grow up together. After that, he decided not to do it anymore. I came to him and I asked him, hey, I think it's been enough. I want my son to stay with me. He denied that, and he said that if I ever chose to do that, he'll be calling the police on me. And I'm like, okay. So that's when I took the decision to put child support so we can discuss this and come to an agreement.
And so, ma'am, you had said the separation was December of 2021. Does that mean your son went to be with Mr. Lopez in January of 22?
Yes, ma'am.
And since then, ma'am, has your son ever lived with you?
Yes, no, he's been with me constantly. He does stay with him at night. He comes in and picks him up. He doesn't let me know, hey, I'm gonna go pick up my son or anything like that. He just shows up and picks him up.
How far apart do the two of you live from each other?
Right now I am actually living at Chapel Hill Apartments, which is probably 3 to 4 minutes away from him. I just did purchase my house yesterday. I did my closing, which right now that will put us technically like around 10 minutes apart.
And right now, are the children in the same school district?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say your son is with you all the time and he stays with his father in the evenings, that was the pickups that you're not necessarily aware of?
Yes, that's correct. He comes in and picks him up usually after his work. That could be 7, sometimes even 9, sometimes even 10, depends on whatever time he's out, I guess.
Okay. And what have you all done for the holidays since the separation?
I keep everything still together. Like the stocking for Christmas, I still put my ex-husband's stocking at the chimney just to obviously present him. And like I
Apologies,
always tell
ma'am.
my kids, he's always going to be there.
Mr. Hernandez, I apologize. That was an unclear question. Who have the children spent Christmas week with for the holidays that you've been separated?
He spent it with me.
What about Thanksgiving week?
Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken, he did actually spend it with his dad. So we're kind of here and there trying to decide, okay, well, I kept him for this holiday. It's fair for you to keep him this holiday.
How was spring break spent this year?
Together, it was me and the same with his dad. Both of us work at the same time. So we kind of try to dedicate here and there time together for the kids.
And so does Maya get to spend as much time with her brother and her father?
She does not. She spends full time with me at home. To be fair, honest, she hardly spends any time with his dad and brother. This is the whole reason I've been trying to get this sorted out so they both can grow together.
Okay, ma'am. Moving on to the children's health coverage. Is it correct that you have both private health and dental for both of them?
That's correct.
And you are not seeking any type of reimbursement from Mr. Lopez?
That's fine. No.
And with regard to how the state calculated current support, did you have any problems with that amount, ma'am, based on Mr. Lopez's self-employment income?
No, ma'am.
And while the state is not asking about the retroactive support in what it's hoping to be a temporary order today, is it correct that you are wanting back child support for at final hearing?
That is correct.
Was there anything else, ma'am, you wanted the court to consider at this time?
No, just that. I just want both of my kids to grow up together. That's the only thing I'm asking.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, I pass this witness.
All right, ma'am, real quick, does the father have either child on any type of insurance policy, medical, life, anything like that right now? That you know of? I'm sorry,
Are
ma'am,
you
my question?
talking? Are you talking to me or
I'm
to
talking
the?
to Mr. Hernandez. Ma'am, did you hear my question?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Does the father currently have the children on any type of insurance policies of his own, health, medical, dental,
Not
life?
of my acknowledged. No, not that I'm aware of.
All right, and the children go to the same school?
Yes, sir.
All right, and who registered children in school?
I did. Well,
And ma'am, if
we
you
both
move,
did.
will they still be going to the same school next year? Or are they going to be in a different school?
Well, my daughter will be going to middle school. She is actually 5th grade. This is her last year attending elementary. My son will attend 4th grade, so he will be in the same elementary school.
Okay, so the move doesn't change that.
No, not at all.
Okay. All right, thank you. You may call your next witness then, Ms. Bongat. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Erman Lopez.
I'm here.
All right, please state your name for the record, sir.
Hermin Lopez.
All right, you may
How are
proceed.
you related to the children?
I'm their dad.
And sir, you were the person who signed their acknowledgements of paternity that were attached to the state's pleadings.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, were you able to hear my opening statement?
I did.
Were you also able to hear Ms. Hernandez's testimony?
I did.
And sir, is it correct that the main issue you and she disagree on is where your son lives mostly?
Well, I swear that I'm gonna say the truth. Part of she used to start that this past month.
Okay,
Because
stop,
before
stop.
that-
Sir, here's the deal. Listen to the question, answer the question as asked, and at the end of the hearing, if there's something else you want to add, you can add it, but for right now, you got to listen to what the question is and ask and only answer that question at this time. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, sir. So backing up, you have no problem being a joint managing conservator with Ms. Hernandez for both of your children. Is that correct?
No.
And then as far as each of you having time with the children for visitation, you also have no concerns?
No, ma'am.
And right now, do you agree that Ms. Hernandez is the person who has the children covered for health and dental insurance?
I do.
And then, sir, your current income is through self-employment. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you have no other children besides these two?
No, ma'am.
And sir, do you have access to another health or dental or other type of insurance for these children?
Not really because of my work, but I mean, if that's the case, if I need to, I can.
And sir, you understand that based on your current income, the state had calculated that current child support from you to Ms. Hernandez for both children would be $849 per month?
I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is, ma'am.
All right, sir. And are you in agreement that the two of you stopped living under the same roof back in December of 2021?
Yes, ma'am, that is true.
And sir, which of you moved out at that point?
She did.
And who were the children with when she left?
The daughter, my daughter, she went with her, and my boy, he stayed with me.
And sir, was there a verbal agreement between the two of you that he would stay with you?
Well, there was not really any verbal agreement. The reason that the boy stayed with me is because he really, I mean, he loves to be around me. That was like the only reason why. And even if you ask him right now where he wants to be, he will say that he wants to be next to me.
And sir, you acknowledged earlier that your son is going to turn 8 shortly.
Yes, I mean, he's gonna turn 9.
Okay. And sir, with regard to the holidays that I asked Ms. Hernandez about, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and this past spring break, was all of that accurate?
Yes, it was.
And
By the
sir,
way, ma'am, they did stay with me. The two, well, the boy
Mr.
stayed with
Lopez,
me.
Mr. Lopez, again.
I'm
listen to the
trying to
question,
answer
the
I'm
question.
trying, that's what I'm trying to
No,
do. That's
sir,
what I'm
you-
trying to answer.
No, sir, you're trying to
I'm-
spin the question.
Sir, I was just trying to remember which of the days the boy stayed with me and my daughter. That's what I was trying to remember.
All right, repeat the question then, Mr. Bongat, thank you.
thank you, Your Honor. Were the answers that Ms. Hernandez gave to my questions about the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and spring break accurate?
No.
Which of those do you disagree with?
Okay. They did stay, my son stayed with me on Christmas and New Year's Eve. Both of them were with me.
Correct, sir. I was asking about Thanksgiving and spring break. Were those two accurate?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You said New Year's, you had both children?
Yes.
How often does your daughter get to spend time with her brother?
Every day before I go and pick him up. Every day after school, we can say that.
Any other time, sir, besides between the time school lets out and you get him?
Yes, ma'am, on the weekends. Most of the weekends they are with me.
And sir, when the children were enrolled in their current school district, were you present when Ms. Hernandez did that, or was that a joint effort by the two of you?
I didn't understood that, ma'am. When they were what?
Enrolled in their current school
Oh.
district?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Going forward, Mr. Lopez, what exactly are you wanting the court to order? That your children remain separated with each of you?
Okay, I want the best for my kids. And if I had to pay child support, I will. I don't have any problem on that. I know they will be safe with their mom, but they will be safe with me. I feel like the mom, she's just trying to take money out of me because she knows that I have helped her before.
Okay,
Um,
again, Mr. Lopez, you went off question on me, sir. The question are you asking the court to separate the kids between the two of you?
no.
All right, you may proceed, Ms. Mongat.
Thank you, Your Honor. And sir, you understand that while the state is asking that this be a temporary order and not go into retroactive or back child support from the time you were separated, that issue will likely come up at final hearing?
Can you repeat that question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. When you and Ms. Hernandez separated, there was a time period that there was no support being exchanged. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so, sir, you understand that the state requested that this be a temporary order, not a final order?
Yes.
And so that issue of retroactive or back child support would be handled at final hearing?
No, ma'am.
So you don't understand that, sir, or you don't agree with it being held later?
I don't really understand that question, and I'm not okay that she's asking back child support.
All right, here's the deal, Mr. Lopez. Either party, any litigant has the absolute right to ask the court anything that's covered under the Texas Family Code as being a possible part of the order. Doesn't mean I got to do it, but everybody has the legal right to ask for it, and it's up to me to make a decision on whether or not to do it. So
Okay, but
that's the way that works, sir.
can I speak?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The only question that I'm gonna make you, Your Honor, is why should I be paying back child support when one of the boys, one of the children, did stay with me the whole time? I'm the one who takes them to school, and that's just a question.
Okay, well, here's the deal, sir. I don't know what I'm going to do one way or the other, but if you have questions about child support, retroactive child support, you need to seek your own legal counsel, sir. I can make a ruling on things, but I'm not under, first off, I don't give reasons to why I rule the way I do. But the bottom line is, if so long as you can ask for it one way or the other, but it's up to the court to rule. And if you have general questions about what the court does or how things operate and what the law is, then you need to talk to your own lawyer, sir. All right, Ms. Bongat, next question, please.
I actually passed this witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lopez, anything else you want to tell the court? Anything else you think I need to know for the temporary order, sir?
So how the kids are going to be now? Like, should they stay with her mom, or should we keep doing the same thing as we have done it before?
I haven't ruled on what I'm doing, sir, at this point. I'm just asking you at this point, is there anything else you think I need to know before I rule?
No, I think that's all.
All right, Mr. Lopez, what's the visitation schedule like between you and Maya?
The visitation?
Yes, sir. How often does she come to see you? How often does she stay over at your residence?
Not much, sir. Honestly, on my residence, not much, but she spends with me times on the weekends.
And what times on the weekends is she usually there, sir?
Like if we go out somewhere, like if I take him to some place.
Okay. So, sir, the norm is non-custodial parties get visitation on the weekends, first, third, fifth weekend, 6 p.m. on Friday, going to 6 p.m. on Sunday. As far as Maya is concerned, do you do when you have the child for the weekends? Is it for the entire both days, or is it just certain times on certain day, on certain times on Saturday and certain times on Sunday? Or I'm looking for how many times she spends overnights there, that sort of thing. I'm sorry, sir. Are you saying something, or am I not, or am I down?
No, I'm here, but I just didn't. I didn't understood that, sir.
All right. Is Maya staying the weekend overnights with you and your son?
No.
All right. So she does come over to see you visit on the weekends, but she doesn't usually spend overnights?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And how about when we deal with spring break? Does she stay with? Does she ever stay with you 3, 4, 5, 6 nights in a row? Anything like that, sir?
Maybe not 3, but maybe 2.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Lopez?
No.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, anything else you want to add to the court at this time, or tell the court at this time? You're muted, ma'am.
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Bond, got any other questions at this time?
Not for the temporary orders, Your Honor.
All right, folks. I'm hearing a couple different stories here now. I understand that obviously Mr. Lopez and his son is it pronounced how's his first name pronounced? Is it Herman?
Yeah, Herman.
Hermine.
Hermine, okay. I understand. I see that Mr. Lopez and Hermine have a relationship, but here's the deal, folks. The norm is the court sets up child support, custody, visitation, so forth, so on. Court doesn't split kids up. I do. Sometimes I get kids in here who are 15, 16 years old who want to live somewhere else. Yeah, that's different. But right now, I got 2 small children in elementary school, and the norm is I put them all in one household as far as conservatorships is concerned and the right to decide domicile. Right now, I'm hearing testimony from mom that Maya, the daughter, is with her most of the time, and she does visit dad, so forth and so on. That your son Hermine is with both of y'all, but with dad a lot. And again, I've got to pick one household that where the children are technically assigned to as far as conservatorship concerned, and the other party gets to have visitation and pay child support based on those circumstances. I'm not going to go into back child support or retroactive child support, but for right now, it appears that obviously that the older child lives with mom the majority of the time, goes to see dad. The younger child goes to see dad a great deal. I don't split kids up. I don't put them I can't split babies down the middle. So the bottom line is, as far as the temporary order is concerned, I'm looking at naming mom the joint managing concern with the right to decide domicile. Dad gets standard visitation. Y'all can agree on anything as far as visitation is concerned. But sir, you just can't walk in and or pick the child up without letting mom know what's going on, or permission, or it's not doing visitation. Sir, I know you're not understanding everything here today. So my advice is to you is to go in and talk to a lawyer to see what you might do one way or the other. But again, for right now, I'm looking at setting up a temporary order. Mom's not asking for reimbursement on the cash medical or dental. So I'm looking at doing that on a temporary basis. I'm looking at reserving the issue dealing with retroactive child support to the final hearing. And again, you might want to talk to a lawyer about that. But due to the split of times, I'm probably not looking at as much retroactive child support as I normally would order, but I'd have to see what's going on here and get some feedback on that. I'm also looking at going ahead and order you to pay child support going forward, sir. But again, this is just a temporary order. I can change everything around 180 degrees at the final hearing if I want, if I feel it's in the kid's best interest. But for right now, this is what I'm looking at doing. So I'm going to start I'm looking at, I'm not sure when the state is looking at coming back. Ms. Bongad, did you have a date in mind as far as the final hearing is concerned?
No, Your Honor. It depended on whether you were getting an ad litem and how much time that person would need.
All right, right now, I was trying to make up my mind, did I want to do that at this point? And all right, I am. In case the ad litem might come up with a different visitation package that he might think be beneficial for Hermine going forward, and I'll do that. So I'm going to go ahead at this time, and let's see who I'm going to point as ad litem on this one. Both of y'all live in Temple, correct?
Yes.
That's correct.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and appoint Ms. Kuzak as the ad litem for the children in this matter, to look in possible co-parenting scenarios, along with visitation packages for both kids going forward. Here's the deal, folks. I've just given your kids a lawyer. Now, this the lawyer, the ad litem is a guardian ad litem, not an attorney ad litem. I don't give let's see, the oldest is going to be 12 this year, and he's going to be 9 this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I don't give 12-year-olds and 9-year-olds loaded lawyers to point around at folks, and they get to tell what to do. So I'm making the lawyer, Ms. Kuzak, a guardian ad litem, which means she's going to investigate, she's going to talk to them, she's going to see what they want to do, but she gets to make a proposal to the court what she feels is in her client's best interest, which are the kids. She doesn't represent mom, doesn't represent dad, she represents the kids, and she'll make recommendations what she considers to be in their best interest going forward based on what's been happening in the past. And again, that's only and I'm doing that for mainly the purposes of co-parenting and visitation. So those are her marching orders. So I'm gonna go ahead. She'll be contacting both of you. She will be actually, I'm not sure if she wants to do a live visit or a virtual visit with both homes, but she's going to be doing that based on what the family code requires her to do. And then, like I said, she'll make recommendations for that. I usually give my ad litem at least 60 days to do this stuff, and I might give her just a little bit longer. Well, I want to probably get this done before we start summer visitation going forward. So at this point, I'm looking at naming mom. I'm looking at naming both of you joint managing conservators. I'm looking at giving mom the right to decide domicile. I'm restricting that right to decide domicile to Bell County until further order of the court. Y'all both live in Temple. She's buying a new house in Temple, so she's not moving anywhere. So, but I'm going to go ahead and restrict that right. I'm going to go ahead and order temporary child support as requested by the state. I'm going to go ahead and order that mom maintain the health insurance, and I'll take a look, and the dental insurance. I'll take a look at that at final hearing. And based on the circumstances as for what the ad litem request going forward for both these children, I will also reserve the issue of finalizing child support at the final hearing based on how much time the ad litem is requesting that the kids spend with dad. So that's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, and I know you both are not lawyers, but those are my court orders, and so I'm going to, at this point, start with you, ma'am. Questions about anything I just ordered? Thank you.
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Lopez, questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, like I said, a person named Allison Kuzak will be contact. I'm sorry. Both parties allowed are going to have their information contained in the court order, Ms. Bongat?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Kuzak will have your contact information. She will contact you. She's the pro se advisor for the district court, so she's not here on Tuesdays. So I'm gonna have to set this for a Thursday court date. So I'm looking at, and let me bring up my Zoom code for coming up. Zoom codes for coming up. Let's see. This is the last. So I'm looking at the last of May. Ms. Kuzak's not available Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays after 1 p.m. So I'm looking at a Thursday docket, May 18th. All right, I'm looking at the May 25th docket at this time for a final hearing and a pretrial. If Ms. Kuzak can't make that date, she'll let you know, and we'll let you know what the reset date is actually going to be. But for right now, you're on the docket for 9:30 a.m. on the 25th. If she feels like I need to move this to a special setting, which means you're the only case I have, I will do that. That way you will not, there's no chance you'll hang around all day. However, since the children now have a lawyer, I do my lawyer cases first in the morning, so there's a good chance you'll get out of here a lot earlier than you did today. So I'm gonna go ahead and appoint Ms. Kuzak. I'm gonna reset this matter to that date. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and do the temporary order as ruled. Again, folks, as far as visitation with Mr. Lopez is concerned, y'all can agree to anything, but being in agreement, I'll let the it has to fall back on the standard possession order, and that will be included in that. But for right now, that will only deal with weekends until we get back here for the 25th on the 25th of May, and then we'll deal with summers and the rest of everything else. So is there anything else, Ms. Mongat?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything else, Ms. Hernandez?
No, sir.
Anything else, Mr. Lopez?
No, sir.
All right, thank you both very much. I'll see y'all both in May. And like I say, cooperate fully with Ms. Kuzak. She'll answer questions that you have, but she can't give either of you legal advice because, like I said, she's the children's lawyers and the children's lawyer, and she can't do anything, give you advice because she represents them. Anyway, I will see everybody then, and we're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.